Most holistic and mindset coaches, you never get enough clients to build a thriving practice. And it's not because you lack passion, and it's not because you lack that desire to help people, but it's because you skip the one thing that makes clients trust you instantly and attract to you consistently. So if you're a mindset coach, if you're a holistic coach and you want to build a real practice, a thriving coaching practice, not just post inspirational quotes on Instagram, I'm going to teach you the one thing you need to do to build that thriving coaching practice. And not in a way that feels fake or boxed in. I'm going to teach you how to niche down using a very specific framework called your undeniable authority. My name is Don Markland. I'm the CEO of Accountability Now, and we work with coaches all over the world to help them do this and build thriving coaching practices. And you can learn exactly how we do that here in this video today. I'm going to walk you through this framework that we teach in our academy to help coaches uncover their true niche, not based on guessing, but on exactly a proven method that will help you build the thriving practice you've always wanted to have. Now, first step, why does niching feel so hard, but it has to be done? Every coach starts out really broad. I hear this all the time. They say things like, I help people get unstuck, or I help people with mindset. And I want you to ask yourself, are you saying those things right now? Are you saying, I help people get unstuck, or I help people in transitions, or I help people with their mindset? And here's the problem with those statements. No one buys that. It's way too vague. And I get it. When you went to practitioner school or you got your certifications, they told you those things were okay. And this is a tough truth to swallow, but they weren't probably that interested in you building a thriving practice. Those certification schools were more interested in you paying for their certification. Now, the beautiful thing about niching doesn't mean limiting your growth. It means getting specific enough so people believe you can actually help them solve problems. Remember this statement. If you're coaching everyone, then no one knows you're for them. Niching is about clarity, and clarity creates confidence for both you and your clients. Now, here's the real key. These two very important words, undeniable authority. Most people try to pick their niche out of what they're most passionate about, what they love to do, or even just out of thin air. And that's a big mistake. Instead, go back to where you've already created transformation and you've already had proven results. Here's how we define undeniable authority. It's a space where you are unquestionably genuine and objectively excellent, where your background, experience, and results are so obvious that people trust you before they even hire you. Undeniable authority. I want you to ask yourself 3 questions. Where have I helped people solve real, painful problems? What results have I personally lived through? And what do people constantly ask me for help with? Now, write these 3 things down and write those answers. Take the time. Be serious about it. If you have to pause this video and do that, that's fine. Really take the time to do this work. And now here are the buckets to mine for your niche. To find your undeniable authority, dig into 4 buckets. Your career history. For example, what roles have you had where you led, taught, or healed others? Number 2, industries you've worked in. Did you spend 10 years in healthcare, tech, finance? The context matters here. It makes a difference. Number 3, titles and responsibilities. What titles, responsibilities have you had, like specific leadership roles caregiver, project manager, trainer, therapist. These titles matter to people. It gives you authority in roles, and people love those recognitions. And then number 4, life roles and transformations. Are you a divorce survivor, cancer survivor, single parent? Have you experienced trauma? These are gold. Your niche isn't what you want to coach on. It's not about what you want. It's where you start. And it's where people already see you as a trusted authority. Now, I hear this all the time. People will say, Don, what if I don't want to stay in that niche? So let's address the big elephant in the room. What if you're already burned out in this industry and that's why you're trying to become a coach in the first place? You don't have to stay there. Where you start is not where you end up, I promise. It's just where you're beginning. You use your authority to build your practice. I want you to think like a business owner. We're building a thriving practice. We're building a successful business, not a hobby, not something you do for fun. Here's a very real example of somebody from our group. We had a coach named Carrie who went through a very painful divorce. She wanted to coach entrepreneurs, but she had no experience in business. She had been a trauma nurse for years, and she'd gone through this divorce, and she wanted to work with entrepreneurs, specifically women entrepreneurs, but she didn't have that experience. And so we shaped her undeniable authority based on helping women through traumatic divorce. I mean, she'd been a trauma nurse and through a painful divorce. So we focused her niche on that. And I remember she even said, Don, I don't want to work in trauma. I don't want to work through this. I just went through it. It's so hard for me. And we said the same thing. Where you start is not where you end up. So she started here with healing women through trauma in her program. And sure enough, in her first 10 clients, 4 of them were business owners. And those 4 business owners, as she coached them through their trauma, she started to also coach them through their business. And her small undeniable authority started to expand. And now suddenly she started to have more undeniable authority to coach female entrepreneurs. And now all these years later, she has a thriving practice, not only still coaching women through divorce, she actually loves doing that now, but now female entrepreneurs, because she's expanded her undeniable authority. That's the ticket. With undeniable authority, it unlocks everything. When you get your niche right, your message sharpens, your marketing gets easier, your pricing becomes more premium, and your confidence skyrockets. You stop chasing clients, you attract them. Niching is not restriction, it's strategy. It's how you get noticed in this noisy, convoluted environment of coaching. Now, if you're watching this thinking, I don't know my niche yet, then just drop a comment and tell me your top 3 areas of life experience or transformation, and I'll reply personally with feedback on where your niche might be hiding. Okay. Now, this one sentence changed everything for me, and I want you to write this down. I am the owner of my coaching business, not just a coach inside of it. Start acting like the business owner, not a coach. This mindset is the difference between dabbling and being a hobbyist and being a scaling coaching practice. The owner chooses the niche based on strategy. The coach just wants to serve everybody. Stop wearing the wrong hat. Act like the business owner and not a coach. To niche down as a holistic or mindset coach, don't guess. Don't copy someone else. Look inward. Find the truth of your own authority, your own journey. That's where your niche and your undeniable authority has been hiding this whole time. Remember, the most profitable coaching businesses don't have more talent. They don't have more passion. They don't have more love of people. They just have more clarity. Now, if you're all in on building a real business, tag me on Instagram at executivecoach.don and with a hashtag all in and tell me the niche you're going after. And let's build something real and undeniable. And I look forward to seeing you next time.